If you watch a lot of game film without traditional tools like Huddle, you know it's a pain in the butt to constantly be reaching for the keyboard. You gotta pause, you gotta speed up, you gotta slow down, skip frames. It's a pain. In this video, I'll show you how I use VLC and X mouse button control, both free programs, to map my mouse buttons so I can rewind, slow down, move frame by frame. It makes reviewing sports video way faster.
All right, so the media player is just called VLC Media Player. Type that in Google search. You got it right here, and just download the version you need. Nothing to it. Ooh, there's this cool program found on the internet, Reddit, X mouse button control, and it's free. And if you come to this website, and I downloaded the portable version, just so it's less bloatware. I don't think this one has bloatware, but less on the machine. And yeah, this is going to allow us to map different keystrokes to our mouse for when we're using certain programs. Okay, so you download the portable version. It comes in a zip file, and you simply extract that to a folder, which I've got right here. If I open that up, I know that my computer is 64-bit, most people's are, and I just go into the 64-bit folder, and I look for the X mouse button control.exe. That's the program I want to run. Double click that to open that up. I've already got it open, and you're going to see a screen like this. So I want to add a profile for when I'm using the program VLC. That's my media controller. And actually, I don't like the name of that, so I'm going to edit that. So it's when I'm using VLC, but the description I'm going to have for it is just video. So video VLC. Boom. And so now I can get to work mapping the different buttons on my mouse to different actions. And if I want certain buttons on my mouse to not have special actions when I'm in VLC, you can see here, you say no change, don't intercept. That's how it is by default. So I opened up a game here that I just want to look at, downloaded it, and I'm in the program VLC here. And what we want to look at is what some of the buttons I want to map are. So if I come to Tools, Preferences, Hotkeys, I can look for the things I want. So I know the first one I want is called Next Frame. So you can type it in here. It takes a little figuring out, but if there's even an option, but I figured out the one I want is called Next Frame. And I can see the hotkey in VLC is the letter E, which I can also type on my keyboard, but I want it on my mouse. So I'm going to come back to here, and I want that to be when I scroll down. So I scroll down, simulated keys, and I want it to be the letter E. Click OK, apply. Now when I come back, I'm still in the preferences menu of this. When I come back here, I can scroll down, and you can see on the screen it's going with the next frame. That's when I'm using my mouse scroll down button. That's happening. So in separate videos, I might go through some of the other things I am going to personally log to, but I don't want this video to be enormous. So that's the key concept. And then it doesn't impact other applications because we've mapped it. When we edited it, it only impacts when we're running this application VLC.exe. All right, so if you're going to set up your own keys, you're already set up. You know how to do it now. Go ahead, go forth, win the game, right? But for the folks who want to see some of the shortcuts I'm using, I'm going to go through my setup right now. And I will say these haven't been tested. I have an idea in mind of what I want, but I might end up changing them as time goes on. All right, so first one I want to be able to pause and play really quickly. So again, we're going to Tools, Preferences, Hotkeys. I'm going to search out pause and play is what I want. So the space bar is my hotkey. Come on over to my mouse thing, and I want my right button. Just pop a space in there. OK, apply, and let's test it. So I'm using my right mouse key to start and stop, which is something I couldn't do a minute ago. All right, so just wanted to show you my final setup, at least to start. I've got my right button going with, if I hold it down, I'll show you how to do that in a minute. If I hold it down, it repeats jumping forward one frame. So if I go to Settings, E is the button in VLC that does that. And what I've done is you can say how to send the simulated key status strokes. And if you select 6, it'll continuously send that letter E repeatedly as long as I'm holding the button down. So this allows me to kind of go frame by frame with a lot of control. If I just hold the button down, I don't have to keep clicking. It'll just keep advancing frame by frame. On my middle button, I changed to the space button where I'm pausing and starting. Wanted to show you this 4 button this is my jump backwards. I finally did figure it out. So in VLC, holding shift and the left arrow is what does a small jump backwards. And if you read some of this tagging stuff right here, you're actually able to simulate that. I couldn't figure that out at first, but I'm sharing it here because it does work. And the other ones are just normal. What I've got is I've got a fifth mouse button that does the equal sign that sets the speed of the video to just normal speed. I've got my wheel up button. To show you what that actually looks like is this little icon right there that sets the speed a little bit faster. If I scroll up, it'll start doing a fast forward very quickly on the video. And then if I want to slow it down, I can use my wheel mouse button downwards, simulates the minus stroke and slows it down. So that's how I've got mine set up. Yeah, cheers, guys. All right, so this is just it in action. So I'm just going to go through my buttons. So my left click I kept just as the mouse button, so I can still control things if I do need them. I have a stop and start button with my middle scroll, so that pauses and starts. I'm going to turn the volume down a minute. So if I unpause and I scroll with my wheel up, you can see the speed goes faster and faster. If I scroll with my wheel down, well, that went down real quick. It goes slower and slower. I've got a button 5, which will put it back to 1x speed. And if I right click and I hold it down, it just keeps going next frame. If I stop holding down right click, it actually pauses, which is really nice. I thought that might keep going, but this was really going to help me when I want to see what's going on. So as you don't need to continuously right click, you can just hold down the right click button and it'll advance. And when you lift up your finger, it stops advancing. Yeah, and then the last one is I've got a button 4, which is on the thumb area of my mouse, where if I click that, it will do a short jump backwards. That's it. That's how you guys saw the buttons, and this is how it works in action. Cheers, guys.